Could it be that I have done it again? Hit the jackpot, that is. Stay tuned to find out what fragrance I found this time at TJ Maxx. So I did a little bit of shopping yesterday, or shopping around, I should say, just to go to the stores and see what was out there. And to my luck, I found something. But we'll get to that in a minute. First things first, I want to say that there are fragrances that are popping up at the TJ Maxx's, Marshalls, Ross's, Burlington's, Burke's, Bell's, whatever stores you frequent. It's getting closer to the holidays, so I can kind of understand that stores and things are going to start picking up a little bit. And the fragrances that I've been finding the most of, besides the usual stuff, then I'm not talking about the Nauticas and all that other stuff, Adidas and all that. I'm talking about the things that you normally don't see all the time when you go to TJ Maxx and all these other rack stores. So the first fragrance house that I'm going to talk about, I've been seeing a lot of these pop up, and that is the house of Versace. And the first fragrance I want to talk about a little bit is Versace Mano Fresh. Now, this is not one of the bottles I found recently. I've had this one for quite some time now, but I've been seeing a lot more of these pop up, the 100 ml bottles. Now, the little 50 mls or whatever, I've seen a bunch of those, but the 100 mls are starting to pop up. And the 100 mls of Versace Pour Homme are popping up more frequently. Actually, the shelves have been kind of stocked at the stores I've been seeing. And the Versace Dylan Blues. Now, all of these are my personal bottles, but I'm just showing you what's out there because I didn't do any video in store. But two other fragrances that I've been seeing a lot of pop up, and I'm not talking about the travel atomizers, but those are out there also. But Versace Eros is popping up more often, and Flame, Versace Eros Flame is starting to pop up more often. At first, I only saw the 30 mls. This is a 50 ml, and this actually is a recent purchase of mine. The 30 ml bottle, I think I gave it to Trey Sense because I found this 50 ml. So happy with that purchase. And the other house I'm going to mention real quick is the house of Bulgari. And these have been popping up a lot more lately, the Aqua Pour Homme. And one of the first persons I've seen to pick up one of these is Mo from Scent Nation, I believe it was. And there's a few other people who I believe have been seeing these and picking them up, but I never could find this one in my particular area. And I think I saw this one a long time ago, like back when I first started reviewing, and I didn't pick it up. But what else is popping up? And the one store that I was at had these three fragrances. It was like 3 or 4 on the shelf lined up of each. Aquamarine is popping up, and this actually is my absolute favorite from this particular line because of the compliment I got from this. I'll tell that story once more. I wore this to the hospital one day, and me and a co-worker of mine, the one I always told y'all that wore the Invictus all the time. Well, we were walking through one of the units. I can't remember whether it was the CCU or SICU unit, but we were coming through and we were walking down this hallway, crossing over to the other side of the 4th floor. And 2 young CNAs or nurses, whatever they were, come running down the hallway. And I was a little bit ahead of my coworker. And they stopped him and was like, "Which one of y'all is smelling like that? Which one of y'all is wearing that cologne?" And he was like, "Oh, that's him." So they came up to me and they were like, "Hey, if you want to come through smelling like that, you can do it anytime you want to." So that is what turned this into my favorite fragrance. So If you see this particular one and it's priced reasonably, pick it up. The Aqua Pour On 100 ml also. And Atlantique is another one that's popped up. And I've not seen Aqua Amara, even though I do own it. A lot of people don't care for that one, so I didn't even pick that up and show it to you. But I think that one may be discontinued if I'm not mistaken, but you know, it is what it is. One other thing before I get to what I found. I was at Burlington and looking around on the shelves. They didn't really have anything interesting. I take that back, I'm sorry. Just a second. Sorry if I'm bumping the mic and making noise, y'all. I was unprepared. Okay, so I found this and another fragrance at Burlington. This is Jay-Z Gold. And as you can see, this is a 15 ml. I have never seen one of these before. And I actually own the bigger size bottle of Jay-Z Gold, the 100 ml bottle. But this little guy, and I could not leave it, man. I picked it up. It was only $7.99, and it's pretty much like a novelty thing for me. If somebody wanted a Jay-Z Gold or something and didn't want to pay for a full 100 ml, then if you see these, just get you one for what, $7.99, like I said. Wear it for a while, sample it. Perfect. So that's one thing I found. And then another one, in which I already had this sitting on the shelf, I Am King by Sean John. The only other Sean John I believe I have is 3 a.m., which is right there behind me, if you can see it right there. I actually have two of those. I have the 100 ml that I recently purchased, and I think it was a 30 ml that I picked up, and that's the one I'm actually about to sell. So I've never smelled this fragrance before. I don't think I've smelled anything else from Sean John, I don't believe. But I had to get this one also. And this smells really nice. Nothing that's gonna, change the world or the fragrance game or anything like that, but very fresh, very fruity type fragrance. I like this a lot. This actually, to me, can be a signature scent for somebody. It's not offensive. You can wear this to the office. Definitely, I'd wear this on a date. It smells just that good. So, I Am King by Sean John. All right, so this is the part of the video that I know you all have been waiting for, and here it is. So I walk into TJ Maxx. This is probably like one of the last stops I made before I was on my way home. And I actually was looking for something else and I didn't find it. But I walked in and I start instantly, before I even get to where the fragrances are, I was already scanning the area, real quick, like before I walked up to the shelf. And on the top shelf, sitting on top of another fragrance, I see this Tom Ford's Black Orchid. And as you can see, the box has some damage done to it because when they put it inside the case, whoever put it in there, they pushed down all the way as hard as they could on it, and it bent the box here. And you can see there's a little bit of damage right here, and up here you can see slightly right here where it started to fold when they pushed down on it. But this is a 50 ml, and Fragrance Journey 01, if you see this video, and I know I told you in the comment section what I found and you assumed that it was a 100 ml bottle, this is actually a 50 ml bottle. And the price tag on this one was $99.99, which may be too much for some people, but finding fragrances in the wild sometimes gives you that nostalgia, and we just jump on certain things. Now, I'm not going to go overboard and spend, $150, $200, $300, $400 on a fragrance. But I could not leave this in the store. I just could not do it. I have two other Tom Fords. I have Gray Vetiver and the OG Tom Ford for men. And obviously this is the woman's version of Black Orchid, but who cares? It smells great. And I'll do full presentation on this in another video, but Black Orchid. Now, when I got this and got in the car, this had already been sprayed, and I didn't even have to prime it, pump it, or nothing like that. You can smell it straight through the atomizer. Somebody must have bought this and brought it back, because the cellophane that was around this was all ripped up, and the tag, the sticker was still on the back of the cellophane, but the top of the cellophane had a piece of tape on it trying to, you know, holding the plastic, the cellophane on. So it could have been a return, but I don't really care. I just know that I have another Tom Ford in the collection, which is cool to me. So matte black finish. No, you cannot see through this bottle, which sucks, but it is what it is. Here it is, Black Orchid. So, excuse me, that's all I wanted to show you. What I found at TJ Maxx and what is actually out there in the rack stores. So if you get a chance to go out to your local rack store, make sure you keep your eye on the actual cheapies, the good cheapies. I'm not talking about that Adidas and them Michael Kors that don't perform and stuff like that. Actually, I've been finding a lot of these popping up also, the Zegna Uomos, and they're at $9.99, but the price stickers that I've been seeing, the red ones, had it marked down to $8. So if you see these are not bad fragrances at all. Pick them up. And that is about it. I will do a comparison video between Black Orchid by Tom Ford and Shades Wood by Armaf, because this one is said to be a clone of Black Orchid. So we're going to find out how close it really is and if it's true. So with that being said, you guys, I am out of here. Here is to smelling great. Peace. Make sure y'all stay safe.